Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're back for another show of Arsenal's gossip column this evening. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having all a very good evening as well. But yeah, we're going to be talking more about Arsenal. There's not a lot to talk about for once, actually. Arsenal's not so much of a crisis compared to other clubs. We have got the top four show later, which those a serious topic to discuss. It's kind of banterous as well. So we should, yeah, we should be doing well for that. But yeah, man. I hope you do. Like I said, they're all doing well, and yeah, do smash the like button and subscribe button. And I hope the haters doing well because obviously I must be pissing them off. Keep calling me now, right? You know what I mean? Just get so desperate to try and take you off fucking YouTube. They try and call you, like, like, yeah. Unfortunately, the dumb fucker decided he was gonna do it for his number. Wanker. But there you go. Yeah. Anyway, back to the actual. Oh, by the way, there's someone. There's also someone else that like I've been going on other channels, and there's a one particular guy in the chat that really has got it in for us for some reason, and what? Yeah, and let's just have us. If he's gonna slag me off behind my back, then over it and calling me shit that I've not even, I had even, I've never been in my life, right? Such as a troll or anything. Then yeah, uh, I'd like to see what he says if you try and say it face to face. There you go. Charlie, Marley,
What's up, mate?
how you
Good.
doing, man?
Yeah, I mean, as good as anyone can be in these times, mate. But I'm okay. I'm okay. Not gonna. I usually say not gonna complain too much, but right now we gotta be complaining, right? At what's going on. But
Yeah, man.
my my personal life, other than being tired, I'm okay. I'm all right. My family's good.
Good, good,
Rebecca's
good.
good. I'm okay. So yeah,
That's the main thing.
yeah.
That's at least. But yeah, we're gonna get. Apart from obviously what's going on, we're gonna try and maybe touch on that a little bit to how it affects Arsenal in some way. But in terms of actual Arsenal at the minute, things not a lot to
Hmm.
talk about right now. Everything's quite rosy in the Arsenal garden for once.
Yeah.
Might I say? Not jumping up and down, not screaming Halloween, but sort of kind of what you said it in your previous Gunners from All Corners show,
Mm.
which was, do we dare to dream top four? Or is it too early to say right now?
Mm.
I mean, a lot of Arsenal fans are getting very, very hyped up about the season with the way Man United keep bottling points, the way Arsenal keep grinding out results despite some average performances.
Yeah.
So, is it too early to say for Arsenal fans to start going down the top four hype train, or is it like, do you feel Arsenal fans are justified to be as positive as they are right now? I mean, by the
um.
way, I did see one post where this guy had retweeted someone from what a channel had said and said that he's got a list of top 10 managers. And I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, if I look in the chat, it was uh, 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 you you're probably not gonna like me. So I'm gonna have to share the screen. It's gonna be like from someone else's source. The top 10 active managers: Klopp, Pep, Tuchel, Flick, Conte, Enrique, Mancini, Simeone, Pochettino, and then Ten Hag. Right? and
Mm-hmm.
immediately at the bottom, top three is fine, but look at 6 to 10. Arteta is better than all those managers. In 2 years' time, this will look very funny.
I I can't predict the future, mate. I find these
It
predictions really funny. Like
despite predictions or not, can you
yeah,
see why I get fucked off with this fan base?
dude. Uh,
Because you're now basically
honestly,
saying this is acceptable. Because then lot of
honestly,
mine, all the managers you're saying
yeah.
just before we, I'll let you get to it,
Mm.
to your point. Because all those managers that you've just are in that list have won titles, right?
Up, 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 up,
And
up,
are
up.
still a,
Simeone was there. No, not
uh,
Simeone. Sorry, Pochettino was there.
no,
Pochettino hasn't won
Pochettino. Apart from Pochettino, all of them were there.
yet.
All of them have won titles apart from Pochettino, right?
Yeah.
So if you're telling me, and they're still doing it now, so if you're saying after Arteta's only won an FA Cup and a dinner plate, let's put it that way, right? It's like it's not a cup, it's not a shit, it's not a trophy. You don't share trophies, you don't share it with your nearest rivals either, right?
Hmm.
So he's won one trophy at Arsenal, and you're telling me he's better than managers that have gone on to win titles, like with big clubs, right? What are you fucking smoking? And can I fucking get some? Because you are tripping. You are seriously tripping, and that's why I get fucked off with this fan base, because you now think that's acceptable. What he's producing right now is now acceptable because those managers have won leagues, and you're saying he's doing better than that just by winning an FA Cup.
I don't think the guy's using the FA Cup as a basis. He's looking at right now. And mate, I don't agree with the statement. I don't think Arteta is one of the 10 best managers in the world right now. I definitely don't think that. I have a
Mm.
lot of respect for a couple of people that do. So, I don't think it's a laughable opinion. And I definitely don't get pissed when someone thinks Arteta is going to be great in 2 years. I don't read the future, mate. He could very well become one of the best managers in the world. I don't
Hey,
think
mate,
that's
I'd love
ludicous
him
to
to do it
say.
at Arsenal and take us to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
summit. You know what I mean? I'm not one
yeah,
of these managers where if we even win the title, I want him gone.
yeah,
If you think that, you're utter deluded. Your agenda's getting in way of what's best for this club,
yeah.
clearly, and you need help.
And
Um,
mate, you know what? Like you're asking me if it's too soon to be on the top four hype. I mean, mate, there is an agenda against Arteta. Like everyone knows that. Arsenal fans are very agenda based. Like we tend to have an agenda on one
I can
side or
get
the
why
other.
when the guy's never got the
Hmm?
experience, he's never got even his coaching badges.
Wait, what are you saying? You
I
can get
get it
why?
because I get why there's been there's been that on Arteta because he's never had the coaching badges.
Sure, sure. Well, right now he's doing well, and the thing is, going further, like going beyond the agenda thing, I have to understand this. Arsenal fans are terrified of being optimistic. A couple of them are like too optimistic. They've always been that way. They don't really look at the past, they just look at the now. They think that the young players are exciting. Sure, that's a different conversation. But a couple of the more sensible Arsenal fans, they're terrified of being optimistic, mate. Right now, Arsenal is. I'm not saying we're finishing fourth. Arsenal is the favorite club to reach that fourth spot. Mathematically, it makes the most sense for Arsenal to get there. It does. I'm not in a huge hype. I right now I do think it's gonna happen, but I'm not gonna be like incredibly frustrated and disappointed if it doesn't. I'm not.
Uh-huh.
I don't think our team, like the players we have, are that good. But it's looking solid, mate. Spurs loses points left and right. So does United. I don't see West Ham or Wolves being that consistent and keeping this up for that long. Or our squad is just as good or maybe better than theirs, just with a low less experience. So yeah, it's looking decent. But I understand fans being so resistant to optimism because we haven't like we've been
The problem
well
is you get
a joke club
you
for a
also
long
get
time.
told, yeah, but you also get like told that if you have a bit of optimism, you you're the other side. Like it's either if you're being optimistic, you're Arteta in. If you're not, you're being Arteta out. Like it's kind of getting that polarized, in that sense. You can be optimistic but still be Arteta out. It's like, for
Yeah.
example, if Arsenal get top four, I'll bite my tongue, for example, but
Hmm.
I won't say I'm Arteta in. So you still got to go on further. We got
Yeah.
Gary. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
If you haven't checked this guy out, go check this guy out on YouTube. He's doing some mega stuff on YouTube on his YouTube channel. So yeah,
Nice to
do
meet you,
go check
mate.
it out.
Nice meeting you.
And
Is that
definitely
Marley?
never waste.
Is it
Yeah,
Marley? Is it okay?
Yeah,
How you doing,
yeah,
Marley? Yeah.
Marley.
I go by
Doing well,
Gary,
man.
but
Yeah.
DWTT is what you see me in social networks.
Never waste a tweet. That's
Yeah.
yes, never waste a tweet. Yeah, I'm just asking Marley this same sort of point. Like, is it too early for Arsenal fans? A lot of Arsenal fans are getting on this hype. Some you get the hype ones that get on the hype train about getting top four, and do we dare to dream of getting top four now, or is it still too early to call as Arsenal fans, and we should just sort of just level ourselves a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like everything has to be perfect for us to get top four. I mean, yes, teams are dropping points, but for Arsenal, I don't. Our margins are slimmer since our depth is kind of worse than those other teams that we're talking about. I mean, we lose one of our two midfielders are in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Any of our young players start to get worn down, like they probably will because of the usage that we have of them, we could be in trouble. So,
Mm.
we do have enough time in between games, but I kind of feel like mentally it's more of a mental strain on the youth than it is anything else. And the midfield, we found out that we only have two players that works for us right now
Mm.
consistently. Maybe not the pairing everybody wants, but definitely the pairing that works for us today.
Yeah.
So I think we have everything has to be perfect, and we can get top four. I mean, the way it's not crazy to even think that we could get top three. Because Chelsea could have a little. They could be thinking about their Champions League run and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they may. So I think we have to take advantage when we can. We haven't done that. There's probably 3 or 4 games you can look back at and say, you know what, those points lost are a reason why we have to be perfect now. All right.
Hmm.
I mean, the United, Everton, Burnley games, just, the recent ones are points dropped that I think we had an opportunity. You take what, 4 points, I think, from those games because based on where we were. And looks a little different the table right now. All right. We'll be up, what, 3 points with games in hand as
Yeah.
opposed to looking up the table, still trying to get there. So I kind of feel like, yeah, it has to be perfect, but we can get it. Arteta seems to squeak these things out sometimes when we think it's going to be really poor. But right now I guess we have hope that we can get fourth. Right before
Yeah.
we're just like, can we just get top six, please? And now uh, we want four. Right? Why not? We should get
Yeah.
four.
Why not?
Everybody should expect four.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
why not? I think the situation he's put us in. I've said this for now is that in the situation we're in, there is no excuse for him to go out and go get top four for me. And if he doesn't, it's a failure. It's a failure, right? And if he, in the position he's put us in, if he doesn't get top four, right, then he shouldn't be manager. Because basically, what you've proven in that no,
I like that
what you
smirk. I
you've
want to know
proven
what he
no, what
thinks. I
you've
like
proven
that
in that
smirk.
instance, what you've proven in that instant is that in that top four and those pressure moments in a top four fight, you haven't been able to get over the line to get the results needed to get the full spot
Yeah.
and basically win in that sense. So if you can't have the minerals to do that, it proves to me you ain't gonna have the minerals to be able to do it when you want to challenge for the league. right? And I got rid of Wenger because I was fed up with fourth, and I was also even more fed up when he didn't even get fourth after his last 2 seasons. So, like, even though I wanted him gone before then. So, like, my aim's not to just get fourth and then be, yeah, I'm happy with fourth now, that's fine. But I want us to then go on and win us the league. So I need the manager to prove to me that he can prove that he can cope with the pressure of getting just by getting top four to then go on and but to then go on and then go get to try and cope with the pressure of challenging for a league. So it's sort of top four. That's the sort of first pressure moment you'll get to see if you can or not. I mean, top six. It's not. It hasn't got that gloss to it. I'd say. And if you said after the first 3 games we'd be in this position, I would have had you taken to hospital and had a frigging brain scan done on you to make sure that you weren't. There's something wrong with your brain or something. So because those first 3 games, I could not see what anyone was on about the fact that we would get top 10, like let alone top four. So yeah, it's in some ways been good compared to what it was at the start, but in the end, fourth spot is still for me the third loser. Like
Come on, Steven.
no, it is, but no, Marley. As much as yes, we get in the Champions League and we win Champions League money and we get to improve players and this, that, and the other, we couldn't win the Champions League with our best ever squad in 0304. We couldn't win the Champions League with our best ever manager when we got to the final. So what makes you think if we got to the Champions League this with Arteta, even if he bought the right players to challenge for the league, we ain't gonna challenge the Champions League. We ain't.
We know we're not,
It'd
dude.
be a miracle. So like
But
the
what's your
league
point?
is. So what I'm saying is that the league is that the league is the main target, and in the league, fourth is third loser. That's what it
No.
means.
Well, dude. First of all, I mean, our chances are incredibly slim in both. But next season, if Arsenal qualifies for Champions League football, we stand a bigger chance of winning that than the Premier League. Are you kidding me? With the squad we have against City, we stand a much better chance of winning a competition where you have 2 games each time. We stand no chance of winning
What?
either. Okay, no chance.
What?
But dude, you can't say like look at the team we have right now. Arsenal's probably the sixth or seventh best team in the league, and you're telling me that if we
You're,
finish fourth,
what? Hang
that's
on, I
third
need to take the
loser.
comment down. You're telling me we got a chance in the Champions League this season?
You gotta pay attention, dude, because no, that's not what I said. I didn't say that.
I'm
My
about to
man,
call a
did I say
Brazilian doc.
that? Did I
I'm
say that?
about to
I
call
did
a
not.
Brazilian doctor in Rio right
No,
now.
I mean,
Uh,
I think many will tell you it's that you have a better chance to win a Champions League than the Premier League,
Yeah, that's
right?
what I
I
said.
mean,
That's what I
you
said.
look at I don't even like to say their name, but you look at that team, right? They made it to a Champions League final,
Yeah.
and nobody thought, and they weren't even sniffing the Premier League, right? When they got to the final, right? So it
Yeah.
is possible to challenge more for the Champions League than it is for the Premier League, just because it's tougher to get through
Yeah.
the Premier League, right? Not saying you can win, because we saw what happened when he got there, but
Yeah.
the chances, and I think we're all saying that we need to go to Champions League. And for me, for one, I've always been off the case that, I don't think we're ready for it. So, I don't mind if we don't get it, because
Yeah.
I kind of feel like progress
yeah,
for me
Hmm.
is okay. I'll take progress right now, because I think we've been stalling and going backwards the last
Yeah.
number of years, right? People will say for the last decades we've been going backwards. We've
Hmm.
kind of stopped the rut, right? We've kind of cleaned out the house, and now we're trying to build back up a foundation. It's not going to happen overnight. Nobody believes that, and it's not sustainable if you rush it. So I don't want to wait, but I'll wait. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. It's like, I don't want to take this medicine to feel better because it tastes bad, but I know I need to. This is where we are right now with this team. We don't want to wait, but they've decided to go down a path, and I can only go by what I see. Arteta is their plan, and you ask any of the managers, we always compare him, but what manager after 2.5 years is in a situation like him? All the managers he's competing with have decades of experience. Lots of championships to go on the back of, and we're comparing him to that, and we're, it's like trying to compare, any of our youth to, the top players in the league. You don't do that because this is the same thing Arteta. So I will complain when he does something bad for sure, but at the end of the day, like you said, after 3 games, if somebody said, you know what, you get to compete for top 4, you have an opportunity to get top 4, you would take it.
Yeah.
And that's where we are right now. We have an opportunity to get top 4, the best opportunity of any team sitting in that third, in that 4th through 7th spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got games in hand, and we've got a goal difference that can help us. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, you were talking about comparing. Just read the comment.
Yeah, that one is just. I mean, is it worth of our time to discuss that comment
Can
below
you just
there?
Look at that comment below. Like, this guy needs serious help. They're telling me I need to see a doctor every fucking week. Fuck me. Like, if I need an arm infusion every week, he needs every test fucking going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to make that comparison. It just doesn't. It doesn't help. It doesn't carry any. It doesn't carry any weight for us right now.
Look at the names. It's not like you're playing Potter, like Rogers or Hassan or in that bracket. You're putting fucking Enrique, like Simeone, like managers that have gone on to win major leagues and even Champions Leagues.
I mean, and Ten Hag is considered probably the best manager prospect out there, right now that hasn't got a big job. Arteta just sat next to one of the best managers. That's about it. That's all he's got right now. Big difference then from doing it yourself and making a name for yourself without having another person's name being attached with the reason why you're where you are. So I kind of feel like, he if you want to be the best, you should, work with the best, and that's what he did. But
well, I'm not gonna. Sorry, Sentiment. I'm not gonna show it again. So I'm just gonna read out the names, right? So the top 10 active managers: Klopp, number 1. So he's obviously probably a Liverpool fan. Pep.
Klopp's a really good manager, dude.
No. But Pep second. Pep second. Tuchel third. Flick 4th. Conte 5th. Enrique 6th. Mancini 7th. Simeone 8th. Pochettino 9th. Ten Hag 10th. Pochettino goes below Ten Hag by a minute. By a mile. He goes below. Like 10th, Pochettino, you could put him below Arteta because Arteta's won a trophy. You could do that.
But there's probably like another 10 managers that might be on that list, right?
There's managers out there you can find that can go 10. I'm telling you,
dude. Like this, I find it silly to try to shelf people like this. Yeah. I've always felt a way about pretty much everything in life, like trying to fit people into categories. We all know Klopp and Pep are the best managers in the world.
People to have some ambition.
Other than that, mate, it comes down to opinion. It comes down to playing style. It comes down to what they want to do in the clubs. Conte is one of the best managers in the world. He's one of the best managers in the world. There's only a couple of clubs where he can go where it's going to make sense. If Conte came to Arsenal, it would be horrendous. It would make no sense.
There you go, Zidane. 10.
He's not active. Done. He's not active. I think that's probably why he's not there.
Yeah.
I think Allegri's a little overrated, but he's a really good manager. He's a really good manager. But that's the thing, dude. It's about style. It's about like what we need, what we want. Like I don't know. I feel like the 2 managers that everyone knows are the best, crème de la crème, that's Klopp and Pep. No one's gonna argue with you there. But other than that, dude, some clubs feel the need for, I don't know, dude.
Here's the thing.
Some
Angelo.
people need a Mourinho.
I want to move it. Don't even start with Mourinho. I will say that if you would give me the opportunity over Arteta and Mourinho, probably I would like the way Mourinho like screwed Tottenham over. He wouldn't have done Arsenal any good. I would say that he wouldn't have done Arsenal any good whatsoever. I do think that. So I do think we dodged a bullet on that one. So
Oh yeah,
I mean, you have to give certain managers exactly what they want,
exactly.
or else you're wasting your time, and that's basically what that team did, right? They brought a manager in who needed certain things to go his way. Doesn't go his way, then there you go. You know?
Ancelotti's better, absolutely. Ancelotti, Benitez is better.
Yeah,
Dude, right
His
now,
record's better. Don't even go there. Don't.
of course, his record's better, mate. The guy's like 55 years older than the other one.
Yeah,
but right
he's
now,
55
after what he
year-old
did at Everton,
Mate, it's
you can't say he's better than
What's
anyone.
he done? What's he done apart from what has Bielsa done apart from Crouch look like he's taking a shit?
Steven, Benitez took Everton to a relegation battle, mate. They have Richarlison the Pigeon up front, one of the best attacking players in the Prem.
Hang on, he came from a 3-0 defeat to win 3-0 in a fucking Champions League final. What are you on about?
19 years ago. That's what I'm saying, mate.
19 years later, Arteta Arteta's not going to do it.
Well, mate, then take Wenger back. That's what I'm saying. Time passes,
Yeah,
dude.
you can put fucking Wenger there.
Time passes.
Yeah.
Time passes. You can't keep saying that. You can't keep using that.
So
Bring
why did he
Pelé
put
back to play
fucking
for
Mourinho
Santos,
there
mate.
then? He's fucking wasted.
You know what? We need a striker. Let's get Thierry Henry. Let's get Bergkamp back. We need a defender.
Fuck it,
So
let's
Campbell
bring-
then.
Let's bring
There it
fucking
is.
Bertie Me back from the dead.
Time passes, Steven. You have got to learn that. You have got to learn that. You keep saying Benitez. Same thing as Mourinho. Mourinho was once the best manager in the world. He's not anymore.
Fuck it. Fergie should be at the top of the fucking list.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you're helping me with my argument here. You're helping me out. You're helping me out, dude.
Yeah, but Benitez is better. Done.
You
Finished.
can't say that.
Finito.
You can't say that.
Done. No. Record's better. I'm not having this.
you mean was better, right? He was better. Like right now,
exactly.
we're talking about today.
Don't fucking help him.
Oh, sorry, Marley, you're all
My
on your
man,
own.
my
Not
man.
allowed to-
We have
He's
truth
not
on our
gonna
side.
start
We have
that
truth on our
bullshit.
side.
Yeah.
You guys,
I mean,
you're-
like I said, I want it to work, but I know it's going to take time, and I don't like time because you never know.
Then, so what happens is if you will take too much time, our guys in like our best players will get paid. I'm impatient, and as we got impatient, Fabregas got impatient, Clichy got impatient, Van Persie got impatient. Plus, he also saw the lack of ambition at the club as well. And that's the thing. If Arsenal do not build on fourth spot, Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe will do exactly what Seth Fabregas, Clichy, Nasri, Gabriel will do it. All these players will do it. They will look at it and think, there's no ambition in this club. I'm moving on. Bye. No matter who their allegiance is to, if they do see any progression from fourth and we don't see any further spending, so we need to go out and still be one of the highest spenders in the transfer market and improve further. If we do not follow up on our promise by only finishing fourth and not improving on that, then I'm sorry, these players will do exactly what they did with Wenger back in 2011, 2012, 2010, which is we sent them on. Because the big clubs will just say, yeah, well, you're not in a position to haggle because we're in a position to win the league. You're not. So, and we'll just have to take whatever we can get for them. And some of them we might even go for free because we hold them on for too long. Or we pay them over the odds just to keep them at the club, like we did with Aubameyang. But look, just before I go through some of the comments because I missed a load out. New contract. We'll get to that in a minute. We're going to come to that actually. Arteta, Gunnar Solskjaer. Jesus Christ. Big up everyone in the chat. Do smash that like button. Top four still sack Arteta. Can Arteta compete as a manager with Tuchel, Klopp, or Conte? He has hit his managerial skill limit.
What,
Yeah,
dude? The guy
but
just
mate,
started.
mate, he does. He don't hold back sentiment, mate. Trust me. He's
Yeah.
he,
No, I
he
mean,
loves.
you know,
Mate, for a guy that's
it's
called sentiment, he's got no fucking sentiment, mate. I'm telling you. Nah, you're all good, man. The football style and aesthetics and results was better under Emery. Now there's a large amount of
Jesus.
apathy to sustainable ugly football. Football is not fluid or cohesive after 2 years. He has got a point. I do see some of that, and I'm like,
Jesus.
oh, you know, like when he's like, you know, when you're watching the League One side and they're struggling to trying to create the attack, and you're like, please, do it, pass it, just pass it, get it, does it cross the ball? Now get it. You're like trying to help direct them, right? And that's what I think Marteta is trying to do all the time, because he knows it's not fluid or it's not natural. It's not naturally happening. Like he's moving there, so he's expecting him to be there or anything like that. It's more like, right, like make sure you run, right, you then pass it to him, you go, then, and it's like you're playing someone that's 10 times better than you, and you're just like trying to play, or you're playing a really difficult mode on FIFA, and you're just trying to delicately play it like and treating the ball so preciously, like you, but you're gonna fuck up. Uh,
Yo, I'm not an Arteta fan. I think he still needs to prove
he is.
himself a lot. But dude, I hated my life as an Arsenal fan when Unai Emery was here. I hated it. I
Oh,
hated it. I
bullshit! You
felt
like the first.
nothing. I felt nothing
You
but
telling me
depression and
you
frustration.
didn't finish? You didn't like that first season under Emery.
I didn't like anything under Unai Emery, mate.
You didn't like that
Nothing.
first season under Emery. I'll tell you
Nothing.
what. I love
Nothing. I
that
felt
trip to
no
fucking.
confidence.
Tell you what. I love the trip to fucking Naples, mate. It was
He
fucking beautiful.
ruined the expression good evening for me. He ruined
Good
it.
evening.
Good evening. He
That's like
ruined it.
trust
And
me. I'm saying good evening to you now, mate. I'll tell better than Mancini. You know the guy that won the Premier
yeah.
League and
See,
Euros.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it's not even a fair comparison, right?
yeah.
We can't compare Arteta to anybody.
you can't.
Go and
Yeah.
look at a manager who's 2+ years into their career, and none of them are coaching, I believe, for an Arsenal type level team, right? One of the top teams in, not only in their city but in their country, right? And some
Yeah.
considered in the world in terms of
That's
name
a good
recognition
comment.
and all of that goes into it. Big club, so it's a lose-lose for him right now. So all
That's
he
a
can
good
do is
comment.
basically just shut out the haters, because there's going to be haters,
Yeah,
and do what he does. And he's getting the backing, as much as we don't think he's getting the backing. He's getting the backing from Arsenal,
oh
in the
no,
sense that he
getting the
doesn't
back in.
he doesn't
He's
fear
got the
for the
most.
loss of his job.
Yeah.
He's had more the money spent, and this time, unlike Emery, Emery got shafted with players that he didn't even want. Right, he got to admit, and he still managed to get all those players, and half of that squad that were all told that was complete deadwood. Right, by when they all became Arteta players, all said they're deadwood and they got to get rid of. Don't forget, them players under Emery got them to a Europa League final, so it could have been that frigging dead, could they?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
if they were that miserable. So people saying how bad Emery was, he got all those dead players to a Europa League final. Just want to say it. Just want to put that one out there.
Yeah, no, but I mean
So
that's what an experienced manager will do. He'll just take
that's
whatever you
yeah,
give him and
yeah.
get the best out of it, right?
This is what I'm
Arteta
saying.
can't
Like,
do that, and
no,
probably won't be able to do that for a
because
number of years.
he plays unless unless he doesn't adapt the system. That's the problem. He plays the same way time and time again. And if you've got your best 11, that's fine. If you're not, you can't adapt to the situation or the deficiencies you've got in your squad in that team. And that's what catches him out every time. Like in the Forest game, he decided to play Patino and Lakonga, which was our options there, but he played the same. He didn't play more defensively to give them more cover in the midfield, and that was wrong. It was completely wrong. started the petition to the club, no new contract, stop the yeah. Javi has a better football philosophy and style to Arteta.
You just look at the way that Javi as a footballer was better than
Yeah, he
Arteta,
was
right? So it's
miles better.
like it's already in his in
Mate,
brain. He went to a better squad,
Javi's
at that time of
Javi.
his career,
Well,
and it's
Javi
rubbed
made
off.
it proves he's better because he actually got in the Spain side. Who didn't get in the Spain side? Oh yeah.
It's not just getting into the Spain side. Xavi is one of the most intelligent players in the
Oh
history of
yeah.
the game.
Can I just
So
make also a
obviously he
point
was
as
gonna
well?
be a good manager, mate.
So what I
Like
love
Zidane.
is you remember when Smith Rowe didn't quite make it into the squad, I believe. I think it was he didn't quite make it in the squad. The next press conference, they're asking him about how does he feel how did he feel about not making the England squad? And I'm like, why the fuck are you asking Arteta how does it feel not to make the international side when he never fucking made it himself?
But
Like
I hate that
what
as
a
I
stupid
hate that as
question.
an argument though, mate.
It
Because
just
like
makes no sense. How is he supposed
Steven,
to know?
being intelligent, being smart when it comes to football doesn't translate into talent.
No,
Like
it's
doesn't
just what.
doesn't translate into.
No,
I have a
Marley.
good
It's just
example that's
it wasn't
very
having a go. It wasn't having a go at Arteta. It was more having
yeah.
a go at the journalist, thinking, "What a stupid question! You couldn't think of
Okay,
something
yeah, got
better."
it. Because the
Like,
thing is, Arteta made. I liked him as an Arsenal player. Not gonna lie, like he wasn't great, but he was good. Like I liked him. But the thing is, I don't know if any of you guys watch the UFC. There's a figure that's really famous for Brazilians because he usually spoke shit about Brazil. Chael Sonnen. That guy, he's like one of the most untalented fighters I've ever seen top level.
mm,
But he was so smart. Like he actually stood in that level. He could fight against the top dogs because he was really intelligent, man. Like he knew
yeah,
what
yeah,
to
yeah,
say
yeah,
to put
yeah,
himself
yeah.
in there. So as a coach, like I'm assuming Chael Sonnen's gonna be an amazing coach because like he never had the talent John Jones
Um,
had, Anderson Silva, but he put himself there. Arteta's there, dude. Like he wasn't talented, not like Xavi, not like Zidane, but he understood football. He clearly understands football. You guys might not think he's one of the best managers in the world. He's a decent manager, mate. The argument is he good enough for Arsenal or not? If he was a manager for Espanyol, for Watford, I feel like most people would say he's a decent manager, dude. It's just that we require a lot. We're Arsenal. Right now we gotta acknowledge that our team's not that great. We're sitting pretty for fourth with him as a manager. He put us in that situation. A lot of managers wouldn't. That should be said.
hmm Well, the pressure's going to get to him at some point because the pressure's going to build on him.
If the team
Like, because
improves,
people
yeah.
will start
Well,
realizing,
you know
because
what?
people are
Every
realizing the situation they're
Yeah.
in.
Well, this season definitely because like you said, we're sitting preparing for fourth. If we get it, great. If we don't get it, it's what happens next because the ambitions of the squad, the team have to grow, right? Say he does finish
hmm
in sixth. That means that's progression from the previous year. So we're moving upwards, and you want that, right? Then it
So
should
no,
be definitely challenging for a top
mm,
four position. I understand challenging for the ultimate goal is trying to win the league, but you need to see steps to get there. And I
yeah,
don't, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that's what I would expect to see us. So worst case scenario, next season we should be a proper top four team and not really be thinking about, well, can we make top four? Now,
Yeah.
based on where we are today and based on what we might do at the end of the season, the more money we have coming in, if it's top four money, perfect. Otherwise, we still should be competing for top four. I just, we'll see how
That's the bare
ambitious the
minimum.
team is.
For me, it's always the bare minimum. We should be in the top four race, bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, no room for sentiment. This club is rotten to the core. With sentimental garbage. Not enough proactive, ruthless nature. It's got a point actually. Like, we're always too sentimental. That is a problem. Um, that is a problem. Arsenal fans imploding again as the song goes. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they end, but they do. The Eiffel Tower falls down. Arsenal fans blame Arteta.
Right? I do
Mm,
feel like that too. I feel exactly that.
depends who you
I
talk to.
feel exactly that.
Yeah.
I think the majority of the fan base is more like, actually, to be honest, is more towards like blame everyone else but him. Like you do see it a lot when it comes out after defeat. It's always it's Gabriel's fault. It's Martinelli's fault. It's the referee's fault. It's the wind. It's the rain. It's the ball. It's the grass. Right. It was the time of day. Right. It's because the fact that I ate Weetabix for breakfast this morning. I didn't have a fire. Right. Like it's something other than Arteta. Like like I've seen some weird ones. But we were talking about comparing managers the other day. Someone compared him to Arsene Wenger. Said he was better than Arsene Wenger, apparently. Because he had a better after 100 games, his win percentage was 3% higher than Wenger's. So he used that as an argument to say that he was better than Arsene Wenger. And if he had the 98 side of if he had the winning side of 98, he would have won the Champions League that year.
Yeah, I mean,
Can
he
you
can't.
see why I have a problem?
He can, yeah, he's crazy to say that, but like he pulls those numbers. He
It's
says
impressive.
Arteta in the first 100 games, Arteta did better than Wenger. And because like he takes that information to make a really ludicrous assumption that Arteta would have won, and Arteta is going to end up being a better manager historically than Wenger, which I don't think is going to happen.
Never.
But you
Never.
can't sit there and say that's never going to happen because the numbers show that he's doing decently. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
like
Marley,
you
is he
can't read
gonna
the
take the
future just
club?
like he can't.
Yeah, but hang on, but Wenger didn't just do what. It's not what he just did on the pitch. It's what he did off the pitch.
But you don't know
For Arsenal.
what Arteta's gonna do off the pitch, mate. You don't know. You
It's
don't
not
have
gonna
a
bring Arsenal into the 21st fucking century. What, he's gonna build another Emirates Stadium?
Stephen. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but take a look at your genital region. Do you have crystal balls? Like I'm literally asking, can you tell the future, mate? Like what's happening
I
here?
need to ask the missus.
Nate, it's just like it makes no sense. You're trying to read the future. I should say it's
Mate,
harder.
He's not gonna turn Arsenal into the 22nd century.
The Premier League now is like without a doubt more competitive than it was back then. So if Arteta has a higher win ratio than Wenger, it's quite impressive. You can't take that away from him. It's impressive, dude.
Yeah, but that does. Yeah, but as the Liverpool fan said on the stream, but you finished 8th twice, so why does it matter?
Because the league's better. But right now,
So what does that tell you?
Arteta's 14 points higher than he was at the same point last season,
Marley,
mate. You see
it still
improvement.
means it's not good enough.
Yeah, no, when we finished 8th that year, coming into that season, I said if the team improved and they dropped in the table, is that progress? Is that good? And most people are like, nah, you got it. The table doesn't lie, and it's like, you know what? Based on what he's trying to do, there is going to be hiccups. He's going to have to take a step back based on what he's doing. I'm not saying you to bring in a different manager, things might be different, and the progress might be a lot quicker. But based on what he's doing, which for me is replacing the entire squad with with his own players if they're not already there, right? He gets what he wants out of Emile Smith-Rowe and Xhaka and Gabriel, but in reality, he would rather replace all the players he could. That's what he would want to do. And if that's the case for me, then just do it. Why are we taking so long? Because that's what we're actually eventually doing. It. Anybody that doesn't fit his mold, got to go.
Well,
we see it time and time again.
Like someone said the other day about the Aubameyang situation. And he said, "Oh, I'm glad that Aubameyang left. He was a bad egg at this club. He was not doing any good with this club." And I'm like, okay, you're now having a pop at Aubameyang, and he's getting rid of Aubameyang, and he's getting rid of all the bad eggs of this club.
He is.
Who's playing in DM?
Yeah,
Who's
dude.
playing as our DM?
The fact that he likes one of the shit players doesn't mean he didn't get the other players that weren't playing well out the door.
Just answer the question.
Xhaka, and I hate it.
Yes.
I don't think there's
Who gave
anybody that
him-
wouldn't like to see him
Who gave
disappear.
him? Who
Yeah.
gave
Go to
him
somewhere else.
Who gave him 2 contracts? Not 1,
Yeah.
2.
They wanted giving Kedia an extension. They wanted to give
Thank you very much. So,
Mustafio, whoever it
make a
was that
point?
just left, a contract. So
This is a guy who told his fans to fuck off, by the way. But just make a point. If any fan like is saying that, but then making excuses for Xhaka, you're tripping, right? Because I'm sorry, right? Xhaka, I don't care, right? Whether it's to preserve money or anything, he's not even worth 10 pence in my book, right? He should not be here. End of story. He's had 2 opportunities to get rid of him. He hasn't done it. Simple as this, right? He is anyone that's still at this club now is an Arteta player. Even if you're from Emery, even if it was Emery that bought him, whether it was Wenger that bought him, if they're still here, he is an Arteta player because he's been here for 2 years and he still ain't got rid of him yet. And if you've then given him a contract in those 2 years that you've been at the club, that even makes him even more your player because you've decided, no, you deserve a contract. You deserve to stay. I'm sorry, but you've completely lost your argument and contradicted yourself when you're having a pop at Aubameyang when you've got a Granit Xhaka in your midfield. Right? And yet what's funny is the guy doing the interview never pulls him up on it. That's the first thing I would have done. I would have gone, well, what about Xhaka?
What you think Arteta is gonna say? Yeah, he actually sucks. My bad, guys.
I'm talking about
It's
the
his
fan
player,
doing the
dude.
No, I'm talking about the fan doing the interview. The fan was having a pop at Aubameyang of being a bad egg. Yet Aubameyang did more at Arsenal at his time at Arsenal than Xhaka had done at his old time at Arsenal.
Of course he did. This season, Aubameyang was a bigger issue than Xhaka, but yeah, I agree with you overall. Of course.
But you know what I mean. So like that you shoot yourself in the foot on that one. Like that's where it doesn't make sense to me. And when you've got also then Edu coming out and saying, and I'm still remember this from the start of the season, we've got it's all right in the midfield. I know that people sometimes say we got light, but we thought the defence was the most important area. Hence why we spent £50 million on Ben White. Right when we all knew we needed a midfielder because we got Granit Xhaka and Partey, and we got Lokonga to help. Which, to be honest, he's only 21. He's young.
Yeah. Well, you know what you're talking about you're talking about a club issue there, right? Because as much as we say it's on Arteta, it's got to be on Edu and Vinay and all the infrastructure that's in the club to make sure that the squad depth actually makes sense and fills all the holes, right? I mean, the 6 players that they brought in, I don't think anybody's going to say the 6 players weren't good. They didn't fit certain holes and gaps in the squad. They didn't fix the ones we thought they should have, right? I think they should have went with a striker and a midfielder because that's where a lot of our issues are. And today, that's where our issues are, right? Yeah. You get a better midfield, it would be a lot better. You get a striker who can actually score, much better. I mean, but the team, he's built on defense. Arteta, as much as we talk about, he's improved his defense since he's got here, right? In terms of players that he's brought in. Maybe the stats don't show it, but I think our defense is much better than the first time, the first 6 months that he managed till now. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, and I think
the goals have come down.
That's his comfort zone. His comfort right now is defense, which is, not ours.
The goals have come down. It's the ones that it's the shots conceded. Sorry, that I was supposed to say. It's the shots conceded that worry me a bit because we do concede a lot of shots at times on goal. But the goals conceded are definitely have come down in a sense. Gabriel is definitely a part of that. Ben White is just like holding on to his fucking shorts, his boxer shorts, and just praying that Gabriel makes it through the game with him. like because I'm sorry, the guy's an absolute piece of garbage.
Ben White's
Um,
been class. He's been
oh,
class.
shut up.
He's been
Get out of
class.
it. I don't care. No,
I mean, our back. Look at it. You know
no,
what? Here's the thing. Look at the first 45 minutes against City and tell me
don't help
who
me.
was basically. City was definitely uncomfortable with that situation. All right.
Yeah.
Can they do that for an entire season? No, but we've seen glimpses of it, so we know if we have a full squad and we have reserves and all of that, that we can get a better tune out of this team.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to look. That's kind of what I look at. I kind of look at what I'll
Mm.
talk about what I see. So I've seen it work.
Yeah,
I've seen City be definitely uncomfortable with the way that we play defense against them, more than any team I've seen play them. It didn't
oh, in
last
that
long, of
game,
course, but
I was
we've
impressed
seen it.
every step of the way. I was impressed every step of it. It's all obviously descending on, but sorry, yeah, you were saying go on.
Yeah, no. So like I said, I think we see it there, so we know to some degree it's going to work. And I think I lost my train of thought here when I stopped there. But yeah,
Sorry, my
we
bad.
have our defense is solid, and I think that's what Arteta is comfortable with. So he's a young manager. He's going to go with what he knows. Right now, he does not know how to fix the scoring that we're missing when we're lacking. We're getting more, but I don't think it's what we need long term. So things have to get better. Yeah.
He had the third best defenses. We had the third best defensive
Yeah.
stat in the league with Bellerin, Cedric, Louise Holding, Marie, Chambers, Gazanach, and everyone called them trash. The new defense is 14 goals behind with 12 games left. That's lucky. That's a good stat. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Bit
I,
lucky.
I you
That's one of the easy
Are
stats,
we
all right.
saying that the defense does not look better just because the goals going in? I mean, you take out you take out. I mean, you take out some of the big scoring differences that we had, and you look at what was going on in those games. Right, we were 9 games in the hole to start the season, right, and we're now 10 over. So that's got to be cause for some kind of we did see progress there. So
I
things are a little bit better, and those first 3 games are without this back
I
five
think
that we have now.
the first time we've been negative goal difference in December since the Great War of 1913.
Because we couldn't
So
score goals for the first half of the season.
yeah,
But our
and we got relegated.
defense,
And we got
ever
relegated that
since
season.
after those three first games where we conceded 9 goals, dude, look at this. We conceded 18 goals in 21 games. That's great. You can't tell me that's not a good defense. You can't.
Mm. I
You
mean,
simply
yeah,
can't.
like
And
I
the
said,
average
I'm not
age is like 23, 24 years old.
yeah, look, I'm not saying it's not improved.
Yeah.
I just feel that with maybe a Ben White, for example, I just don't. You're never going to convince me.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, like I said, all of this is all about time. We got to wait. They want
Yeah.
us to wait,
Yeah.
right? They want us to wait. Like you said, we've got a back line that averages
Well, if they
23
did this
years
back
old.
in 06, 07, I would have waited all the time in the world.
Yeah.
But they're doing this 18 years bloody late.
No, I'm not saying they haven't taken their time, but this is where we are once again, right? Waiting, you're waiting again, and this is what you're gonna have. They're gonna. If it works out, you're gonna have to wait. If not,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gonna
And
blow
they
up in their
said you said
faces
this the
and all
last
over
time.
again.
How many times have they said this? How many times have we said this? Like, do we have to synchronize our watches to make sure we're telling the truth this time? But I don't think this is going to really matter too much. But I did put in the title just in case there is an impact. Is there any way that obviously we know Chelsea are in massive impact? Is having a massive impact on Chelsea. This conflict that we all want to see end between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
Is there an impact that on Arsenal that could be detrimental to the club, or that can, or is it something that the club's completely steered away from? Because I know Man United are also caught up in it as well, because obviously with Era, one of their sponsors as well being a Russian company. I mean, yeah. Gary, I don't know if you know anything
You
on
know, I would
Arsenal
just say
players.
in general, it probably, hopefully, is it puts a light bulb. It kind of gets the FA, you know, to kind of look at how they're
Mm,
allowing the ownership of their teams, to come about, right? Because this could be, today it's Russia, tomorrow it could be a totally different country with a
yeah.
different owner, and it'll, the same situation will come up. Do they want to? Do they
You said
want
the
the makeup of
Saudis with
their?
Newcastle, for example, didn't
Yeah,
you?
there's all these ownerships are based on money, right? And is that what
Yeah.
you want to do? If it's all about the money, then you just have to take the good with the bad, right? The money with whatever negatives come out of it. If it's about like you want your owners to, it would be nice if they were part, they knew English football, right? Like I kind of, since I am in the States, I look at the NFL. I mean, all their owners are American, right?
Mm,
One of the biggest sport industries out there, right? And they've kind of kept it all in house. I mean, so it's not a world game like it is here, but like it is with football. But in general, that's what they've
I
done.
would,
And as a league, you need to decide, is that what you want to do?
yeah.
Because
Do you feel that?
it's perception too, right?
Yeah. Do you feel with some uh some situation, say like with obviously with the Chelsea's owners, they're having to obviously Abramovich is having to give up. He's probably more having to sell Chelsea. He's probably going to sell it rather than give it up to the government as an asset, for example. But if you look at Chelsea from a how do I put this? If you look at maybe Newcastle's owners, for example, can you see people that might have a problem saying if we've got a problem with Russia and their owners owning football clubs here because of what's going on, which is totally wrong, shouldn't we have a problem with the Saudis owning clubs from like Newcastle because of their human rights violations and so forth? Should they like should if we're doing one thing, shouldn't we be addressing both things as well?
Yeah, that's all on the FA and how they want to be
Mm.
perceived, right?
Mm.
I mean, right now the presumption is that it's all about the money that comes into the league. They're happy with that, and they'll just take whatever negatives come along with it. Right? I mean, you could say the same thing about the way that the PGMOL works, right? I mean, everybody says you got the best league with the worst officials. Nothing's changed, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. They don't necessarily. It's not hurting the product, so there's no reason to make a change, and that's kind of what you see there. So yeah, I'm not necessarily answering your question, but I kind of feel like that's what they're doing. It's not
Yeah.
hurting the game, so why are
Yeah.
they going to change it? Brings more money in. They want that. They want to be able to bring in the best players. An owner who wants to spend, they're happy with it. I mean, I don't see the Chelsea thing happening easily because of the amount of money that's owed. Right? I mean, it's like they're like 1.5 in debt to their owner right now. 5 billion, I think it is. So that's that's going to make it a little difficult to bring in a new owner. Just that alone, much
Mm.
less paying for the team on top of it. So
Yeah,
I honestly feel like not much is gonna change at Chelsea. People seem to think that because
no,
this
it's
whole
not.
ordeal, like
We already said. I already said this in a stream just earlier that it won't affect Chelsea. It might affect Chelsea in the short term, in a
yeah,
sense.
only
But in the
slightly, man,
yeah,
only
but in the long
slightly.
term, it won't really. Um, they're very well uh, self-sufficient club,
Yeah.
so they sell up their young hides so they can buy high, and so they usually buy about 40 to 50 million a year, and any debts they have to the owner, the debt's probably going to be wiped off anyway. So, um, I think to be honest that yeah, there's not going to be too much of a problem with Chelsea. It's more yeah, I don't see any problems there.
Yeah.
Um, but look, all we can say is just to hope that the situation gets resolved
Absolutely.
as quickly and as soon as possible. Because it's not right what's going on over there whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have to wrap it up there, guys, because
Right.
it's been just over an hour now. I believe.
Yeah,
So,
can I just 1 second, mate? Just completely off topic.
yeah.
Gary, my man, where are you from in the U.S.?
I live in New Jersey, so on the
New
East
Jersey.
Coast. Yeah, just south of New York.
All right.
So
Just
yeah,
support an MLS team. You
yeah, Arsenal's MLS. You know what? Red Bulls, just because they're in New Jersey, and I've seen them play, so I'm going to go. I don't go too
know.
local usually, but the Red
Yeah.
Bulls I follow them, so I
Yeah,
kind of look to
fuck
see how
Red
they're
Bull.
doing, and they're starting. They've had their ups and downs, and they look like they're on their way back up again. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
All right.
fuck Red Bull. I'm
Awesome.
sorry,
Awesome.
wrong sport. Sorry.
yeah.
I'll shoot you a message soon.
Okay, cool. No, it's been a pleasure
Thanks.
being on the show with you, Marley. Steven, thanks for having me on here. I
No
appreciate
Same
worries.
it.
here, man.
Yeah.
Same
No
here.
worries, man. You're always welcome on as usual. The poll ended 13 votes and 54% yes to should Arteta get a new contract.
Yeah.
48% say no. So it's quite tight actually. Very tight. 46% say no.
See, if you
So
put in a time period, right? Should he get a contract before this season, or should he get one at the end of the season? You know.
Mm.
yeah, yeah. That one was like, yeah, you have to put extra probably options like if he gets top four or no if he like yes if he gets top four, yes if he even if he doesn't get top four. It just makes it more complicated. So it's just
Yeah.
it is easier that way. But it's actually quite a close vote to be honest. So it was quite a good one actually. But yeah, um, yeah. Gary, where can I find you?
Yeah, so as you see, the DWTT is my moniker, I guess. I have my own channel, DWTT. I do a show on Monday evenings, 12:30 a.m. in the UK, 7:30 p.m. On the US side here. So you can find me there or Arsenal Fan Circle. I'm on there a couple days a week. So yeah, otherwise you'll see me in the chats. Yeah,
Wicked, definitely. I'll make sure you go check them out.
yeah.
Absolutely. Marley, where can I find you?
Well, you can find me here very often, but you can also find me at Football United TV. That's the channel I have with Maddie. Go check out all the content we have. Last week, we spoke about the MLS, the Eastern Conference, actually. I was hoping you supported someone from the Western Conference because that's the next show. So you missed out. But do check it out. So we have a couple more FITA shows, Football in the Americas shows, Gunners from all corners. So stay tuned to Football United TV. Follow us on the social medias on Instagram, Twitter. That's it.
Yeah, make sure you go and check that out. You'll find me over there doing gun of small corners, right? Just to cause mayhem. Uh, and they love their F bombs over there, so I'm gonna drop the F bomb over there as well. So, uh,
He always
uh,
ruins my streams with that bombs, mate. I try to make it PG, but he doesn't let me.
no, it's past the watershed. It's past. You do it at 10 p.m. It's past the watershed. Like, children's supposed to be in bed by that time.
That means it's
And
4 p.m. in LA, you asshole. You better respect the whole world.
fuck the whole world. But yeah, yeah. Make sure you do hit the like button here at SFeatleyTV. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Become a member. Do join the membership down below. It's from $1.99 a month. We've got Big Yellow Friday coming up on the 11th of March, and the charity will be explaining in that stream what it all does, what all the money does, and everything. So make sure you check that out. It's gonna be a long, big stream, and it's gonna be quality. I'll tell you that for certain. Got good plans for that. So make sure you check that out on the 11th. We've got more content for you tomorrow, as usual, and more content from SFeat the F1 as well, as where you also find me doing the F1 content. So make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, become a member as well, and donate monthly to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.